meal prep. I am the grill master, never a disaster. I can grill faster than you.
I am the grill master, never a disaster. I can grill faster.
Yes, I am a whapper.
You just made that up on the spot?
I'll confess I made it up 2 minutes ago.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Losing weight, it's not just a physical thing. It's here and it's here. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't give up. Okay, so we got a really cool meal prep for you. Now that the weather is sort of getting like summer in Canada, we did a grill meal prep on the barbecue and a couple things in the oven, but most of it was done on the grill. So this week, pork chops were on sale. We've got boneless pork loin chops, and they have a little bit of fat on them, but when we eat them, we just cut all the fat off.
Yeah, the good thing is most of the fat's on the outside, so you just go cut around. And then pork chops, if they're like the center loin cut without the bone, they're actually very lean meat, very lean protein.
Yeah, they're a really good protein. We like to switch it up and eat pork chops every once in a while. The only thing I have on them is salt and pepper. Grilled them for 5 minutes per side on medium-high heat on the barbecue. Then we did frozen Brussels sprouts and broccoli, roasted them in the oven. We put them at 425 for half an hour, and we flipped the trays halfway through. They have salt, pepper, and garlic powder on them. And the last, like when they're done after a half hour, we broiled them on high until they get nice and crispy, like right here, like that. And they're nice and tasty. And then asparagus.
We have not had asparagus in a while.
And it was on sale this week. So I cut off all the woody parts, you know, like the hard stuff at the bottom.
About like an inch off the end.
Yeah, I cut all those off. I divided them into 4 on large sheets of aluminum foil that I had sprayed with some butter flavored cooking spray. I laid some out, and then I sprayed again with the butter flavored
That's a great tip, actually, to cut down on the fat instead of you drowning them in like real butter
or oil. A lot of people use oil to grill them, but because we stay lower on these types of fats, we use the butter flavor cooking spray. Then I also salt and peppered them, fold it into a little package, and then I put the 4 packages on the barbecue for 15 minutes on medium-high heat, and I turned the packages over with tongaroonies halfway through. Then, the last thing we got here are some baked potatoes. There was no room on the grill, so I actually baked these in the oven. You scrub them all, pierce them, and then I sprayed them with butter flavored cooking spray again, sprinkled them with seasoning salt. No, sea salt.
Seasoning salt.
Not seasoning salt.
Close enough.
Sea salt.
What the best tip in the world that we found out of how to actually make baked potatoes instead of steaming them.
Don't put them in foil. It steams them.
Yeah.
They get crispy when they're cold now, so they don't look crispy, but they get crispy when you don't cover them in foil. So I baked them for an hour at 425, and I flipped them halfway through.
You put them right on the rack or on a baking sheet?
I put them on a baking sheet that I sprayed with cooking spray, just so they are a little greasy, they don't stick. That means like sliding
That means
around.
greasy.
So we actually got a question on Instagram that I wanted to answer about how we go about how we go about freezing and defrosting and reheating and stuff. So now this is how we do it. We just divide everything in smaller containers. I will put 1 set of asparagus in the fridge, 2 pork chops, and probably the large bucket of veggies, and then 1 of the baked potatoes. And when we get low on that, I freeze everything else. When we get low on that, I pull out the remainder and let it defrost for a day. And then we pull from the containers, put them on a plate, and reheat them in the microwave. The person also asked, does it taste the same? We enjoy food being reheated. If you're not used to it, it will take time to get used to it, but everyone has their own opinion on food, so it totally depends on your taste buds.
And we keep it as fresh as we can by only using 3 days at a time, right?
Yes, and I actually really enjoy it reheated. I don't really notice a difference. Just chicken breast I notice a difference, but I still eat it.
The alternative to having to cook every day is a lot worse than maybe, reheating or having leftovers.
Yes, exactly. This sets us up for success. Whereas if we had to cook every day, we might not go for the healthier foods. So that is it, friends. This is like the super easy, quick, grilly meal prep.
This is how our meal prep kind of changes over to summer months.
I want to just share with the friends. The baked potatoes we eat on training days.
Yeah, that's why there's less.
We have a ton of pork chops because this will do 2 meals. So lunch and dinner are pork chops. We have the Brussels sprouts and broccoli at 1 meal, and we have the asparagus at the other meal. And the carb source this week that I'm going to use for lunchtime, probably rice cakes with a little bit of applesauce on top, unsweetened applesauce. So that's it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hearing my rap. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at the Collapse.
Yeah.
Or what?
Or what?
And don't forget to like and subscribe. What? You're gonna get the rap, dude. I'm the master, not a disaster. Master griller, faster blaster.
Please stop.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Please don't ever rap again. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.